Welcome to Strong in the Broken Places. My name is Jeffrey Reuter. By any means necessary. That's the mindset we should take when we want to get strong in our broken places. And by any source necessary will I use to support this message. So that means if I see a source in the Bible, the Quran, Sun Tzu, the Federalist Papers, and the debates between Publius and Brutus, I'll use them. I'll use Hansel and Gretel. I'll use Cinderella. I'll use Snow White. I will literally use whatever I need to use to support my message. And there's a reason for that. Is because stories, we've been telling stories to each other since the beginning of time. And there's power in stories, especially the stories that have transcended time, the stories that have stood the test of time. And they're still around today after hundreds of years, sometimes thousands of years, for a reason. And that's because it's the power of the message that they convey. They lead us, they guide us, they help shape our lives. And a lot of times the best ones do all of those while they entertain us. So today, I'm developing a series right now. And the series that I'm developing is based around the story of 12 spies. So I'm going to take this ancient story of 12 spies and I'm going to bring it to the 21st century. I'm going to apply it to my life. I'm going to apply it to our lives. And I'm going to apply it to help us get strong in our broken places. So in the story of 12 spies, I am going to touch on several topics. I'm not touching on them all today. It's going to be through a series of clips. But I want to give you a little insight, the overall game plan on the direction that we're going to take. So the first thing we're going to talk about is I'm going to relate the story to you. In the next clip, I'm going to actually relate the story of the 12 spies to you. Following that, we are going to talk about Egypt. And I'm not talking about the country Egypt. What I'm talking about is what Egypt represents metaphorically and symbolically, and I'm going to bring it to today. Then I'm going to talk about our wilderness, the wilderness that we may find ourselves in right now. I know I'm in a sort of a wilderness, and I'm going to share that with you. After that, the power of negativity, the destructive power of negativity. Because there's power in negativity, it just happens to be a very destructive form of negativity. And we're going to get into that, how destructive that negativity can be. Then we're going to talk about giants. You know, those big creatures that scare and paralyze us into inaction. Those creatures, those things, whether real or imaginary, that prevent us from entering into the promised land, from entering into our own personal land of milk and honey. Then I'm going to talk about mindset, because there was a certain mindset these 12 spies had. There was different mindsets. There was a minority mindset and there was the majority mindset. And I want to talk about mindset and how powerful mindset is. Now, that's just the generalized game plan of what I want to touch on this series here. Now, along the way, if something comes up, I'm going to add to it. So don't hold me to specifics. Just know that this is a roadmap. And just like GPS system, we put in our coordinates and we're going from here to there. Now, along the way, there might be a detour. So if we have to detour to get to our destination, that's what we're going to do. But just know this, we're going to arrive. We're going to tell a story. So get ready for a ride. And with that, I would like to say this. I'd like to close out. Is if you like what we're doing here, then like us, subscribe, and share it with a friend. And in the next clip, get ready for a story on the 12 spies.